All right, Kenman here, and today we are on die project number 56. 56, sweet, sassy, where are we going? Holy cow, we're going up, we're going up. This is the Kansept Mini Hellx. Nice beastly mini right here. I am doing a mini shootout. This isn't part of it. Got quite a few knives that do have the name mini in them that are not very mini. This is one of them. But I do have the Hellx, and it is a beast comparatively. So to that, it can be a mini. Here we are. We're doing a die on this one today. If you haven't seen any of these before, what I do is take a knife, we take it apart, we do the custom die job, put it back together. You get to see everything start to finish. Here we go. Final looks. Let's do it. All right. So, yeah, I used to be in restaurants, service, bartending, catering, weddings, all of the above. Somehow it made me still want to set the table for success. Okay, let's tear this down. We might not be a captive pivot. We'll find out in a second here. I can get it to loosen without that side moving, so it might be captive. Excuse me, might not. All right, let's get the rest of these going. I like to get everything kind of started. If you just fully undo one side, sometimes the barrel in the center will start to spin with the other side, and then you won't be able to get it loose. So if you kind of loosen everything a little evenly on both sides, you kind of get it started. You don't have that issue. I've had some where I pretty much had to put it back together to get the thing apart because that one screw just would spin free. All right, so now we are good. We're going to go ahead and get them all out, get this fully apart. You definitely want to pay attention when you do take a knife apart because, you know, you want to get it back together, right? Some knives are a little more difficult when you got button locks and things that have more working parts in them. Liner locks like this are a good start if you're a little nervous about it. They're generally fairly easy setups. Doesn't take too much weird pressure or rebuild situations that are difficult. They generally will go fairly smooth. I mean, I've definitely had a few where I've had issues. You never know. Sometimes you can drop a screw under the refrigerator. I've done that. Oops. I'm having to do both sides. This one's spinning. Oh, that thing is still. Huh. Here we are with the issue. You hear that? It like, okay, this side must be out. Got it. Okay, so we'll see about that screw there. I'm having some, doesn't like me. So it feels like that might be captive. Ah! Once you start getting the bouncy, jumpy stuff, things start flying all over the place. Alright, if I can push that through. It's giving me... It spins, so it should work its way out, but of course it's not happy. And then I can't do this side because I don't want to pull too hard on that blade. Yeah, see, every once in a while, even an easy, what appears to be an easy tear down, I'm going to grab a tool. Hold on. All right, see if I can pop this thing out of there. Why is that being so difficult. Got it. Got it. It definitely was jammed in there. Not sure why. Okay, we got our scale. Okay, blade. Careful with that. This part here. Here are other. That's kind of stuck in that spot, of course. And now we need to get this screw off, which is going to be a pain in the butt, of course, because it's going to spin. Oh, I changed that tip. That's not actually a T6 anymore. I wanted something else on there that wouldn't see. Now this is just spinning free with that, and so I'm struggling with that. So I'm going to do that off camera. I've got these ready to go. We're going to take them. I'm going to clean them up, wash them real good. We'll get them ready and we'll do the die. Here we go. All right, we are here. I've got them both cleaned off. I got that one removed. I just needed to take a pliers to it. We are ready to go. Let's get it in the die. I've got the die heating up already. What I have is some RIT dye, and it's about 2 ounces of dye and about 24 ounces of water mixed with it, and I've got it heating up on the stove just under boiling, trying to make sure I got a nice uniform coat, no bubbles or spots. Any little dots on there that would be like an air bubble would be a resisted area that wouldn't take dye the same, and since I want a nice even coat, try to get them nice and smooth in there. We're going to let these sit for a minute. I'm going to speed up the time and we will check them out. All right, let's see where we are at. Give them another rinse. I plan to do a fade dye like I was saying, or I don't know if I said, maybe. So I just want a nice yellow base here, and then we're going to fade it out from there. That looks good. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off, and I am going to take these off the hooks. Give them a good rinse. This water right here will completely neutralize the dye. If you don't rinse it off good, if there's any thicker spots that are sitting on there, they'll continue to dye the piece. Just give them a nice rinse, and we'll know they're going to be stabilized, and that's where the yellow is going to sit. Yellow added to the jade gives it kind of that little bit of a tint, so that's fine. I kind of knew that was going to happen, but we're going to now do a fade, so I'm going to dry these off and get them ready for the next step. Here we go. Okay, we're set. We're doing a fade dye. I've got the dye heating up right there, ready to go. Got some kind of stuff on the top. Kind of stir it in here real quick. And they are just starting to hit. We're doing a fade, and the way this works is I've got that dye heated up, and I'll just shift it over a little bit, and I've got the scales hooked up to the hooks that are connected to a motor. That motor spins at about 3 revolutions per minute, so it is slowly dropping them down into the dye. And what that's doing is that's creating the lowest section is going to be exposed to the dye the longest, and as it goes in, it will be exposed less, so we'll get a fade, a gradual fade. This is orange. Obviously we did the first in the yellow, so this fade is going to start off yellow, fade into orange, and maybe more. I am going to go ahead and speed this up now. We'll just kind of let her rip and go through some nice looking fade. Okay, here we are. I have done the yellow. I have done several passes of the orange, as you saw. And now we are about to move into the red. Just touched down for the first time. I don't know how many times we're going to send this red down. Sometimes some colors take more than others. especially now because it's all everything that's getting dipped has been dipped the maximum amount by the other ones, so they have the most color to them, so they should be affected the quickest, if that makes sense. But we're going to let this drop down, check it out 1 or 2 times, and keep going with this fade. Okay, I think I am happy. We are going to dry these off, check them out back at the table, and probably put her back together. Let's go. Boop. Ba-bow, we are here. Ooh, what do we think about the fade on this? Got some bright lights over here. Kind of washes it out a little bit. It's definitely darker in person. Nice little fade though. This was once jade. Now we have a yellow to orange to red. Oof. I'm quite happy with it. I want to get this back together, see what it looks like when it's finished. Ooh, die project number 56. Looking good, exciting. Will we have any issues on reassembly? Likeliness high. Excuse me. All right, so this is going to sit here. It's going to float there, I guess. Make it a little bit more interesting. I'm trying to put this together. All right. Now we're going to go for the blade. Like to pay attention, put everything back together the way it was. Bearings especially, sometimes they have one side different than another. So I always try to just put it back how it was when you took it apart, and then you shouldn't have any issues. This is a fairly simple, don't talk too soon here, Dan. Fairly simple design. See if I can sneak it through and complete it without any issues. Ooh, this fade is gonna look nice on this when we get it all set back. Not gonna crank that all the way down yet. There, that was noticed it seemed like it wasn't quite right, but I'm not going to fully crank it quite yet. We want to be careful when we put it back together, pay attention for centering and stuff. So I've got it tight, but not completely cranked down yet. Now I'm going to get all these started. I have dye on my hands, I'm noticing now. Got a little orange right there. If you don't wash it off your hands right away, it will kind of make a stain that then you have to kind of live with for a day or two. You can wash and wash it all you want, and if it's had a chance to really sit, then it will stain your skin pretty easily. Best move is just to, whenever you get dye in your hands, if you grab it or dip it quick, just to get have that rinse bucket close by and just give it a quick rinse right away, and it'll neutralize it and you'll be good to go. I just apparently got a little orange right on there and there, which is fine. Okay, so now that we've got all the, oh no, that is not quite lined up. That might cause an issue in a moment here. Let's find out. But yeah, once we've got everything in, I'm going to go ahead and crank it all down tight, but not so tight that I can't re-loosen it. Re-loosen? Sure. All right. There's that one. Okay. Oops. Remember to remember that you do have a blade. Sometimes it's easier to having issues with this driver to just close the blade. Yeah, that is, there we go. That was weird because it felt like it was screwing in and tight. But now we are set. It just didn't seat right. Now we are good. Probably can crank this one down a little bit more. It looks like it's kind of uneven. So if I crank that one out, I can tighten this one up a little bit more. This is the one where I had that issue where I had to do this with two tools. To get that tight. All right, so now the pivot can be loosened a little bit. Was it this side or was this side that spins a little bit? But you don't want to loosen it so much that the blade wobbles. I'm going to tighten it back down just a little. Excuse me, maybe just a little bit more. Boom. All right, we've done it. All right, it's good. So we got to put this pocket clip back on quick and we are set. Too excited to start looking at it with the new die. Let's just finish her off here. Come on, screw. I think I need to retire this driver maybe. When you do the pocket clip screws, because they're so close to each other, I like to do one and go back, tighten the other one. Sometimes it will relieve a little pressure because they're so close. Okay, we have done it. Die project number 56. What do we think about this flame kind of fade? Here's the final. That yellow, orange, red. Success. I dig it. I like this knife. It's cool. This is the Mini Hellx, like I said. You enjoy these crazy die videos? Hit that like button. Subscribe if you would like to see more. But yeah, this is a really cool knife. I like the way the black on the liner sticks out on both sides, kind of makes to help accent that scale piece, and so that fade on there really kind of helps make that black pop out. What do we think? Comment below. I dig it. This is a cool knife. It's fun. You saw me do that fuller flick with no fuller. Nice little choke up spot. So did we improve on it this time, or was it better just the jade? What would you like to see me do with a fade next? Different colors, multi-colors, fade in, fade out. I don't know. A lot of options, a lot of possibilities. I love doing it. Obviously, I wouldn't be on die 56 if I didn't. I really want to finish those two that are hanging out in limbo. Maybe we will get to that soon, but yeah, if you want to check out some of my laser mark stuff, boom, up there. A lot of custom stuff coming real soon. Stay sharp.